should I quit my job, isn't actually the question you're asking. What you're really asking is this discomfort a signal that I'm growing or a signal that I'm in the wrong place? And that's a harder question to answer. So today we're going to explore the questions beneath should I quit, how to know if you're avoiding growth or you're recognizing genuine misalignment, and what to actually consider before making the decision. Because sometimes work is uncomfortable because it's challenging you, and sometimes it's uncomfortable because it's genuinely misaligned. Most people make this decision from one of two places. Either they're running away from something that they don't like, or they're chasing something that looks better. But both of those can lead you astray. I'm Krithika, a global sales and marketing leader and an IC certified professional coach. In this channel, we discuss strategies to help you find alignment between your personal and your professional best. I face the question of should I quit myself, and I've watched clients wrestle with it. What I've learned is that the clarity doesn't come from weighing pros and cons. It comes from actually understanding what's driving the question. Because if you're making the decision from the right place, you will know. And if you're making it from resistance or clinging or fantasy, you'll second guess yourself either way. So what are the 3 questions beneath should I quit? When someone tells me they're thinking about quitting, I don't ask, why do you want to leave? I ask 3 different questions. First, are you avoiding necessary growth? Because sometimes work is hard because you're being stretched and you're learning something new and you're in a role that's bigger than what you've done before. That's not a sign that you're in the wrong place, but that's a sign that you're growing. And if you quit every time something feels difficult, you'll never build the capacity to handle bigger challenges. So the question is this job hard because it's genuinely misaligned with who you are? Or is it hard because you're being asked to develop in ways that feel uncomfortable right now? The second is, are you outgrowing something that no longer serves you? Because sometimes that is true. Sometimes you've learned what you've come here to learn. And the work that once stretched you now feels repetitive. The environment that once energized you now drains you. And staying too long in something that you've outgrown is not patience or forbearance. It's just inertia. So the question is, have you changed in ways that this role can't accommodate? Or are you just bored and looking for novelty? The third question is, are you making this decision from craving or resistance? And this is the hardest one to answer honestly, because it's so tough to ask yourselves, are you running away from something that you don't like? Or are you moving towards something that genuinely aligns you with who you're becoming? If you're running away, you'll bring the same patterns into your next job. And 6 months in, you'll be asking the same question. But if you're moving towards something with clarity about what you actually need and why this current role can't provide it, that's different. The decision isn't about whether to stay or to go, but it's about whether you're making the decision from clarity or reactivity. Here's what I see most people do when they're thinking about quitting as a career coach. They make a pros and cons list, current job on one side, potential next move on the other, and whichever list is longer or has more pros wins. But that doesn't typically work because you're not just comparing logistics, you're trying to discern whether this path still fits into who you're becoming. I once left a really stable role to pursue music professionally, and I didn't make that decision lightly. I saved a year's worth of expenses and I set up a network. I built a presence on social channels, and only then did I leave. Sometime into it, when I realized that my values of freedom, creativity, and meaning weren't being met in a healthy balance anymore because I didn't have financial security, I then went back to a job. And that wasn't failure, it was clarity. Because the point isn't whether to stay or to go, it's about whether you're making the decision with your eyes open. Most people quit in one of 2 states, desperation or fantasy. Desperation looks like, I can't take this anymore, I need to get out right now. And fantasy looks like, if I just had a different job, everything would be better. Both of those are very valid, but they're both reactive. And reactive decisions rarely lead to clarity. What works better is asking, what do I actually need that I'm not getting here? And is there a way to get that without leaving? Or is leaving the only path forward? So how do you know if it's time to go? Here is what I look out for. First, check if it's a role problem or a you problem. Are you unhappy because of the work itself? Or the people, the culture, the lack of growth? Or are you unhappy because of how you're showing up? Because maybe you're checked out, or have you just stopped trying? Are you waiting for somebody else to make it better? Some of us are very guilty of that. And sometimes the issue isn't the job. It's the fact that you've mentally left it already, but you haven't admitted it to yourself yet. Sometimes the issue is the job, but you won't know until you're honest with yourself about your contribution to the situation. Second, look at whether you've tried to change it already. Have you had the conversation with your manager about what's not working? Have you asked for different responsibilities? Have you set boundaries where you need them? Or are you just sort of enduring it and hoping that it gets better? Because if you haven't tried to shift the conditions, you're not making an informed enough decision. You're just reacting to discomfort. The third thing is to notice what you're moving toward and not just what you're moving away from. If your reason for leaving is, I hate this job, that's not clarity, that's avoidance. But if your reason is, I've loved what I came here to learn and I need X that this role can't give me anymore, and you can name what X is, that's different. What do you actually need? Autonomy or impact or work that aligns with your values, a different place, a different kind of culture where you can thrive. If you can name that X clearly and you've confirmed that this role genuinely can't provide it, then you have an answer. But if you're just feeling restless and you think and hope that a new job will fix it, you're probably wrong. Now, once you've done the internal work, there are some practical things to consider. Do you have financial runway? Can you afford to leave before you have another offer lined up? Or do you need to line something up first? What is your risk tolerance? Are you okay with uncertainty, or do you need more stability right now? What's the job market like? Are there opportunities that align with what you're looking for? These aren't the first questions to ask yourself, but they do matter. And I'm not going to walk you through financial planning. That's not what this video or this channel is about. But don't ignore the logistics just because you've found emotional clarity. Clarity is about what you need and practical preparation to make it happen. They both matter. When I left that stable role, I didn't just follow my heart. I set myself up so that if it didn't work out, I had options. And when it didn't work out the way I'd hoped, I made the decision from clarity and not panic. And that's what deliberate decision-making looks like. It's not perfect, but it is intentional. Here's the last thing I'll say about this. Whether you decide to stay or you go, you own the decision. If you decide to stay, fully stay. Don't stay and resent it. Don't stay and then quietly check out while you wait for the next thing. If this is where you are right now, be here and find what you can learn, set boundaries where you need them, and make it work as well as it can. And if you decide to go with intention, not reaction or desperation, but with clarity of what exactly it is that you're moving toward and why. Either way, this decision isn't one time. You will keep asking yourself this question in different points in your career, and at each time, the answer might be different. The skill isn't knowing when to quit, but it's knowing how to discern what's true to you right now, not at some other version of you, but right now, and then having the courage to act on it. So the question of, should I quit my job, is never just about the job. It's about whether you're growing or stagnating, whether you're aligned or misaligned, whether you're making decisions from clarity or reactivity. And ask yourself those three questions. Get honest about what's driving this, and then make the decision that serves who you're becoming and not just who you were when you first started the job. Until next time, this is Krithika from Align, wishing you calm amidst the chaos and alignment in all that you do.